We're able to get the pick onto the Sobek. Freya is melting. We use our 2 and dash in with our 3, get some good damage, and we're able to get her with the basic. That is a nice little double. What a do, skibbity boo, it's your boy SeanyB Gaming, and today we have a viewer request to play Xbalanque carry. If you are new to the channel, I upload 6 to 7 times a week. I add some commentary to a game that I've already played with the intention of seeing what went right and what went wrong, and hopefully there's something that we can learn together. If you are a returning viewer, Xbalanque, Xbal, Xbal, we're going to be calling him all 3 of these things. Recently, Xbalanque got a nerf to his 1 where his branching bola requires more mana per shot. I feel like this is the devs pushing players to lean towards Transcendence. However, I think Devourer's Gauntlets is still a viable option for Xbalanque. Let's go ahead and review Xbalanque's kits. Xbalanque's 1 is going to enhance his basic attack. It's going to cause your basic attack to split into additional hits. So whenever the bola hits, it's going to split into 2 that hit enemies up to 30 units behind the target for 35% of the damage. Xbalanque's 2 is a cone attack that's going to shoot poison darts. Enemies that are hit by the poison dart are going to take damage every 0.5 seconds, and they're going to be slowed by 20%. Xbalanque's 3 is a dash. He's going to dash forward, jump into the air, and fire some darts. Enemies that were poisoned are going to take additional damage. So if you can hit your 2 on an enemy, apply a slow, and then hit them with your 3, they're going to take additional damage from your poison. Xbalanque's ultimate. Xbalanque shrouds enemies in darkness for 3 seconds. During this time, Xbalanque's basic attack range and his movement speed are increased. His movement speed goes from, at level 1 it's 20%, to level 5 it's 60%. And his basic attack range increase goes to 40 feet. And then Xbalanque's passive, Dead of Night. Xbalanque deals damage to an enemy god. He's going to gain stacks of the dead, which increases physical power permanently. For every 1,500 damage dealt after mitigations, Xbalanque is going to gain 1 stack, up to 6 stacks. So each stack is going to provide 5 physical power. At full stacks, it's going to be 30 additional physical power. This 30 additional power is like half an item. In a 1v1 situation, Xbalanque most likely will have more power than the enemy. Our Sylvanas is getting chunked. We're just going to keep using our branching bola on the wave. Susanna was able to get the first blood. After clearing wave, we're going to make our way to the Harpy. We want to pick up these camps in between wave to give us a small lead. If we can clear them before the enemy, there's a very good chance we're going to hit level 5 before the enemy. Being able to hit level 5 as a carry is a pretty big deal. Unfortunately, with Xbalanque, our ultimate is not necessarily super aggressive. It's not like we're going to ult somebody and get a kill every single time. With Freya, her ult is a little bit defensive, a little bit offensive, so we got to be kind of careful on trying to bait that out. We're going to keep getting our basics off. We're doing some decent damage pretty early on. We're going to go ahead and dash away because Susanna's here. We use our Aegis, and it looks like we are able to get out safely. We're going to use our poison darts, try to get some damage onto the Sobek. We miss a couple basics. If we would have hit 1 more basic, we would have gotten him. What a shame. And our dasher's down. If we would have pushed up a little bit, we could have dashed on him. There's a chance we could have gotten that Sobek. We probably did something wrong. So purples are up, but we're going to want to clear this wave before going for either our purple or the enemy purple. Since we have Sylvanas here and we're both pretty healthy, there's a very good chance that we're going to be going for the enemy purple. So we put a point into our 1 at level 2. It's kind of up to you. I put a point into my 2, but if you feel like you need the dash, put a point into your 3. At level 3, put a point into either your 2 or your 3, whichever ability you do not have. And then level 4, you want to keep maxing out your 1. You're going to max out your ult when you can because of the increased movement speed. And then you're going to max your 2, followed by your 3. Clear the wave. Now it's time for our purple. We've already almost got enough money for Ninja Tabi, which is going to increase our attack speed. We are going against the Freya, so we gotta assume that she's going to be going Ring of Akate, and that her lifesteal is going to be pretty nutty. They have an Afro on their team as well, so we're definitely going to want to pick up some anti-heal items at some point in this game. I feel like whenever you start Transcendence, you really want Transcendence, your boots, and Aussie online. These three items together are a very solid base for a hunter build. Transcendence is going to give you a lot of power. It's going to allow you to start stacking mana. Our Sylvanas is getting attacked. We're going to rotate over, see if there's anything we can do. There's 4 people over here. I don't think there's a whole lot we can do. We're going to get our 2 off, get a basic or 2 off. Now it's time to run. Our Sylvanas goes down. Our jungler and mid are rotating right. Might be a little too late. Looks like the enemy team is going to be able to disengage. Yeah, so we're just going to go back lane, try to stay alive, and farm up the minions. We get the poison darts off to the minions. And we're going to go ahead and pick up our Ninja Tabi. This is going to give us our movement speed, a little bit of attack speed, a little bit of power. I think with most hunters in like 90% of situations, you're going with the attack speed boot. Warrior Tabi are viable for some people, and if you're trying to do just pure damage. However, we want to be able to use our basic attack quite often, so we're going with the Ninja Tabi. Transcendence is going to allow us to start stacking mana, and it's also going to convert the total amount of mana that we have into some power. We get 1, we get our basic, and we get our 2 off onto the Freya, force her to ult. Sylvanas is able to get the pick onto the Freya, so that's an assist for us. Questioning on whether we really want to poke this tower or not. I think we want to go for their purple. It is not there, so we're going to take this little harpy. Freya just back, so we have this whole lane to ourselves. We're going to go ahead and clear the minion wave and then make our way to our purple buff. We have about a level on the enemy Freya and the enemy Sobek, so we're in a good spot. Looks like it's Afro solo and Apollo mid.
We need wards.
Apollo has the global ult, so that is something we definitely need to keep our eye out for. We get our 2 off, trying to avoid the Sobek pluck. There goes his pluck. We're going to get some damage off. Freya knocks us up, so we got to assume that she popped her 2 and her 1, so we're going to fall back. Avoid Freya while she's in her ranged stance. Looks like they backed off, so we're going to be clearing the minion wave in the middle. If they were pressuring our minion wave, we'd fall back the tower. Just like that. We got to stay outside of the range of Freya. So right here, we sent Sylvanas mid, and it looks like he was able to get a pick. So sending our support mid does a couple of things. It reinforces mid, so now that there's 2 people, they could hopefully start clearing wave and start going for camps. By only having 1 person in this dual lane, I'm getting the full farm for the waves. So whenever you have 2 people in lane, let's say you kill a minion and you get 100% XP. That is if it is just you. If you are in the lane with somebody, I believe you both get around 60% of the XP. So by having 1 person in this lane, you could potentially level up just a little bit faster. Apollo ults in. We're going to go ahead and throw our ultimate down. That was enough to get him to back off. Freya is pushing us, so we are going to fall back. So Scylla is rotating over. Hopefully this Scylla can punish this Freya. We're going to throw our 2 off. We get a basic off. Thank you for the rotation, Scylla. We're going to go ahead and clear this next wave and then back. Arcilla popped a med for us, so we have a little bit more mana, a little bit more health. We know that the Apollo ult is down, so we can be a little bit greedy in clearing this wave. Our purple's up. We do not really have the pressure to go for their purple right now, so we're just going to settle for our purple. We want to make sure that we're hitting a camp as often as we can in between waves. This will allow us to level up faster than the enemy.
An enemy has been slain.
So we're going to go ahead and back by our Transcendence, and now we are stacking. We need 50 stacks to get Transcendence to evolve. And on our passive, we are gaining an additional 15 physical power. If you can look at the passive, 3 of the 6 lights are lit up, meaning that we have 3 stacks of our passive. 5 power per stack. 3 times 5 is 15. 15 additional physical power. Yay, math. We're going to move up, clear this lane. Does not look like Freya is around. Plus our clear time is pretty fast now. We're kind of checking camps. We saw Freya in mid, so we feel pretty comfortable in invading right here. There's the Susano. We're gonna want to be very careful. 3 people here. Not my best engagement. Sobek plucks me. I'm gonna dash out. I'm gonna go ahead and throw my ultimate up for the increased movement speed, and hopefully that will allow us to get away. Looks like they're still kind of chasing, so we're gonna start backing. Looks like we're good. But we're not. Apollo gets us. We were backing. We were completely unaware that he was making his way over. If we would have sat under tower, I think we would have been a little bit safer. Looks like our mage was able to avenge me. The pluck into the Freya knockup. The knockup overrides the pluck, so Sylvanas was affected by Freya's ability over the Sobek ability. We're going to make our way to the right lane. Good stuff from our teammates. Our support and mage were able to clean up the support in our lane. We are running a 5-man stack, so I believe it is me and Sylvanas, and then everybody else is from the Discord server. So if you are ever trying to play a game with me, the best place to do that is to join the Discord server and then reach out through a message in there.
Your left tower is under attack.
We're going to start working on clearing this right lane. Looks like their support has rotated out of the right lane and is probably going to be going mid. Our purple buff is up, so we're going to fall back, make our way to that camp. Right now we have 3 levels on the enemy Freya. Apollo has a level on us, and so does the enemy Susano. So even though we are dominating our lane, there are some pretty large characters on the enemy team. We're going to go ahead and hit this camp because the minions are not in the middle yet. Still 2 people over here, so they're going to continue to fall behind while I get all the solo farm in this lane. They're splitting, I'm getting solo farm. So all I have to do at this point in the game is stay alive and clear the wave, whether that be under tower, in the middle of the lane. But I should outlevel these guys because they're splitting and I'm not splitting. Sobek dashes in, we get 2 basics off on them. 3 basics off, 3 for 6, not too shabby. As you can see, we're kind of attacking the minion wave from an angle, not necessarily a direct line. And the reason we're doing that is because of how the branching bolas split off. If there's 3 minions and you attack the middle one from directly in front of them, you'll hit all 3. But if you come from the side, you can get the branching bolas to angle back towards the back archers. We're going to go ahead and use our ultimate. Probably did not need to do that right there. If we could hit a few basics, we get plucked. We're gonna go ahead. We don't even have to dash out quite yet. Now we have to dash out. Apollo comes in with the ult. Should be able to dash and clean me up. Yep. Unfortunate, this Apollo has rotated on me twice. It's like a jungler rotating on you, except for he's the mid. I'm not sure if our teammates are calling enemy missing middle or enemy ultimate incoming, and that could have helped. But I think there's not a whole lot I can do in that situation. My second controller died. Alright. If you see that happening, I have two broken Xbox controllers. One, the RB button does not work, but the microphone port does work. And then on my other controller, the microphone port does not work, but the RB button works. So I use a playing controller and an audio controller. Sometimes the audio controller dies, and y'all get to hear the beautiful words of my friends. Almost have enough money for Aussie. Once we have Aussie online, we should start looking for some team fights. We'll have the sustain. We're going to make our way to our purple buff. We have a couple of buffs open. So with Transcendence, I almost don't have to turn off my branching bola. I feel like with Devourer's Gauntlet, you have to manage your one a little bit more often, or like spend a little bit more thought and time into it. With Transcendence, you can just activate your buff and cast away. We're going to check their purple. Or we should have checked their purple before going for the small. Looks like they are pretty heavy in our right jungle, or our left jungle. We're going to go ahead and pick up this purple buff. We have 4 levels on this Freya. Even though we have 4 levels on this Freya, she still chunks with the Ring of Hecate. Until we can get our Aussie online, we can't really trade with her. Even though we have 4 levels on her, it's kind of ridiculous. We're going to go ahead and activate our ultimate just to make sure that we get away. Now we have enough money for Aussie. Aussie's going to give us a little bit of power, a little bit of lifesteal, a little bit of attack speed, and some physical penetration.
Be careful. On my way.
So, if you were to compare this build to a mage build, think of Transcendence as the Book of Thoth, attack speed boots as cooldown boots, and then Aussie, because of its flat pen, would be something like a Divine Ruin or a Spear of Desolation, minus the passives. So we have a decent amount of power, and we have some flat penetration. This flat penetration is going to remove some protections on the enemy. Grouping of 3 over here in left, grouping of 2 over in right. We're going to stop them from pushing onto our Phoenix. And then we're going to rotate right, see if we can save our tier 2 tower in the right lane. We're going to go ahead and dash. Nobody on the enemy team saw me dash, so they don't know my dash is down. You don't want to dash to somewhere with the enemy to see you, because then they know your dash is down and they'll close on you. Go ahead and drop this purple buff, and then we have a wave to clear and right. Highest level on our team, so we're doing all right. We are not super kill oriented at this part in the game. We're really trying to get our items online, trying to farm up. We're doing a good job of getting level. Nobody is a 17 in the lobby yet, so we are one of the highest. Apollo is coming in. Terrible miss by me. We get plucked. We're in some trouble. We're going to use our 3, and then we're probably going to use our ultimate. Blind everyone. We get slowed by Aphrodite. This is not looking good. We're going to use our Aegis. 4 people over here. We're going to get it down. Looks like Scylla was able to get out, and it looks like Sylvanas and Susanna are rotating over. Erlong teleports in. After going into Aussie, we're going to be going into Rage. We want to get a little bit of crit online. Looks like Apollo goes down. Good team fight. Susanoo throws his ultimate. Freya uses her ultimate. Aphrodite is healing the Sobek. We will need to get some anti-heal online after this rage. The enemy Susanoo has a fantastic ultimate.
An enemy has been slain.
Good stuff. Scylla. The Scylla came in clutch in a couple of times, really helping out.
Ultimate is down.
We're going to rotate right to the team fight.
Okay.
So now we have our full stacks on our passive. We're going to use our 2, get a little bit of a slow. We are kind of chunking this Sobek. We're going to go ahead and activate our ultimate, get the increased movement speed. Scylla gets an ult, we're able to get the pick onto the Sobek. We're going to keep pushing. Afro gets rooted, that's the Afro ult. We're going to go ahead and dash in. Try to get some basics onto the Afro. We're able to get the pick onto her. We're going to focus the tower. Keep pushing with the team. Freya's falling back. If we can get any kind of CC onto Freya, she's going to go down. Nice, we're able to get with a basic, and Scylla is able to get her with a crush. Susanoo is rotating in. Same kind of policy, if we can get a CC onto him, we'll change our target to him. That's the CC we needed. We get mesmerized by the Apollo. We dash in, try to get a little bit of damage off. We're going to fall back and try to lifesteal. Why did we not hit the purple? Oh, I must have made a call for Gold Fury. If somebody could just tank a little bit of it. And we're able to get the gold. Dropping the oracles for our team, so now we have some vision on the empty gold arena. So now we are the highest person in the lobby. We passed the Apollo and the Susanoo. Even though we are 3-3-2. We have enough money for Rage. Rage is one of those items that you do want to back and try to get online as soon as possible. Any kill or assist is going to start stacking Rage, and it's going to increase your critical strike chance. Pick up some wards, pick up some mana pots, and then we are going to be going into
Retreat.
Toxic Blade. So we had 3 options for our anti-heal this game. We could have gone Brawler's Beatstick, we could have gone Toxic Blade, or we could have gone the new item, Shadow Steel Shuriken. I know Toxic Blade is a strong item for anti-heal. I'm still uncertain on the Shadow Steel Shuriken, even with the recent buffs it received. Because I was uncertain on it, I just went with what I know, that is Toxic Blade. Each time you land a basic on an enemy, it is going to apply a 10% anti-heal. That number might not be right, but 3 stacks will apply the full anti-heal. It's going to increase your attack speed, give you a little bit of power, and give you a little bit of movement. No, it does not give you movement speed. Anyway, 3 basics, they will have reduced healing. Team fighting as a group right here. That is an Afro ult. That is huge. Let's see if we can capitalize on it. Focusing the Sobek. So right now, what my build lacks is a percent penetration. So after going into Toxic Blade, we're probably going to be going into Atalanta's bow. It's really the best flat or percentage pen for us. Oh, we chunk. We're going to go ahead and use our ultimate. See if we can't get a basic off. It does not look like it, so we're going to start falling back. We're going to go ahead and dash away because we are really close to that corner. We're able to get the left tower. Sylvanas looks like he's going to go down. We're just going to keep falling back. Thank you, support, for taking the L for us. We're going to go ahead and work on Pyromancer. Sylvanas took the enemy team into the right jungle, which allows us to move into the left jungle and get the Pyromancer. Should be able to get it before the enemy team arrives. We have a ward on Fire Giant, so if they go for it, we will be aware. We're going to go ahead and back. Susanna is here. We're going to stick around, see if we can get him off our teammates. Looks like it. So now we're going to go ahead and back. So Toxic Blade does give you some movement speed. Whoops. All helpful stats, and it's going to help us counter this Afro, Sobek, and Freya a little bit. We get our 2 off on a few people. They're slowed, but it doesn't seem to matter too much. Right here, we take 5 basic attacks between Freya and Apollo and just get melted. Melted, I say. We did have our Shell and Aegis, so super slow reaction on my part. I should have realized that half my health is gone and popped either one of those. Unfortunately, slow reactions. I just did not expect those 2 to melt me like that. Small misplay there. The enemy team is falling back. We have 3 people up. Looks like they're just going to hold mid. Apollo is ulting. Looks like he's just hanging out in the sky. Still just flying around in the sky. Still flying around. I don't know what he's doing. There you go. He found a target. He landed on the Sylvanas of all people. Can our Scylla get out? We're going to use our 2, get the slow. We're going to start casting our basics. I'm going to say a decent amount of basics right there. We're going to just keep chunking. We take a decent amount of damage. We avoid the Afro 3. Looks like the enemy team is falling back. Fred's trying to be a little cheeky. I'm going to rotate right, clean up that wave in right lane. Looks like the enemy team is going to back up. So by rotating right, I'm going to be able to lifesteal off the minion waves. With being in mid, there's a good chance that somebody else is going to clear the minion waves, and I was not going to be able to lifesteal up. So I'm actually going to push out one more wave and then rotate back to the team fight. That puts me at full health.
Defend the Gold Fury. Okay.
I say defend Gold Fury. Not sure if they're on it or not. Susanna's here. We were able to get one of the oracles, so nobody has vision. Looks like he backed up. There's 2 people left. I bet we could just take this Gold Fury for free right here. 2 people coming in. Maybe not. We're going to use our... Oh no, 3 people coming in. We use our ultimate. Get the increased movement speed. Get the blind. Scylla's able to get a pick. Freya is ulting. We're not out of this fight. Sticking with our Scylla. Getting a lifesteal off this camp. Go ahead and pick up the purple for the increased attack speed and the reduction of enemy protections. We're able to get the pick onto the Sobek. Freya is melting. We use our 2 and dash in with our 3. Get some good damage, and we're able to get her with the basic. That is a nice little double. We're going to march up mid lane right here. We should be able to get a Phoenix for it. We get our 2 onto the enemy Susanoo. We get a few basics off on him, and he's forced to retreat. With Apollo coming up, I don't know if we can end. We can definitely strip away their jungle. We could have gone for their left tower, but it looks like we're going to be going for Fire Giant. Nope, we're just going to be backing. With Apollo, I feel like it is a little dangerous to go for the Fire Giant. We're going to sell our starter item, and then we are going to go into Atalanta's bow. And that is going to be our 20% physical penetration. Typically, I feel like Transcendence, Aussie, and Ninja Tabi are your core 3. You could have gone Atalanta's bow, Rage, and then Toxic Blade. The order of the other 3 does not matter too much. I like to get Rage online after Aussie so that way I can start stacking it. And Atalanta's bow might have helped me deal more damage. We're going to stick this Freya. Oh my goodness. Goodbye, Freya. Get her with our 3. We're going to go ahead and back. Looks like there's a bit of a team fight going on mid. Nope, looks like we're just going to lifesteal and then head to the team fight. Susano is on our Scylla. Scylla does a great job getting the pick right there. Nice stuff. Scylla definitely saved my life right there. We're going to lifesteal off this camp. Sobek's very weak. We should be able to get a pick onto him. We're going to go ahead and use our 3 to dash up. He did a lot of damage, but so did we. We're going to lifesteal off this minion wave. Our team is diving the Phoenix, even though they have a tower up still. We're able to drop the tower. We do have a shell. We're going to pop that for our Erlong. Make sure that he gets out. Sylvanas is able to get a pick. We're going to start focusing onto the enemies and the Phoenix. We're able to get the pick onto the Afro. Sylvanas gets one onto the Sobek. And I think this is going to be the game. Oof, barely dodged that Susanna ultimate. Apollo is ulting. We're going to turn our attention to him. Missing a lot of basics, but we should be able to clean it up. Oof. He almost got us. We can totally win it here. Well, if you guys enjoyed the video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you feel like you learned anything at all, please check out the channel and check out some of the other videos to subscribe for more content. The stats for this game will be posted in just a moment. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a great day. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.